What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Crew.
Arkatech Beatz.
Welcome to the music production live stream. We are back. Every night we get together, we do some music production on the MPC X Special Edition. Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. If it's your first time here, make sure that you are like, commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification bells, all that other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, we are multi-platinum producers, Arkatech Beatz, Big Pun Nas, Jadakiss, Raekwon the Chef, Freddie Gibbs, Hi the Prince. Listen, you know, we produce for all your favorite rappers, you know what I'm saying? So tonight, I got a sample in here. I want to try to see if we can get this going tonight. Shout out to everybody. Yo, Vito, I see you. Shout out to everybody joining the live. It's like a 4-bar loop. Spread it up a little bit. Shout out to everybody that's joining the live. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, sharing button, man. You know, make sure we help the algorithm. Let's lay this down. Started too late. Let's try it again. We'll get right into it. I'll add our hi-hats in real fast. Let's see what kind of speed we're going to do. Hi-hats are going to determine how fast or slow we make this beat go. Because it's 80, it can go either way. It can feel fast, it can feel slow, depending on how we program the hats. Let's go. Richie Mays, I see you. add another part to this. Let's add that in real quick. Open hat. Just add open hat to it real quick. I'm not sure if it's freezing on your side, Vito, but let me know if you hear anything that's looping or if it's freezing. We at 80 BPMs. For those who want to see the screen, y'all got to go over to the other spot, the YT spot. You know, you can't really say the name. So for those who want to follow along with the production as we're doing it live, and y'all want to see exactly what I'm doing in the MPC from an overhead view, because those are on TikTok, you can see the camera right here that's facing right at my MPC. You guys can't see it because I just learned today that the reason why I can't multi-stream is because I'm not doing gaming. If I was gaming, then they would let me use the stream key and Streamlabs to stream onto TikTok. But because I'm not gaming 50% of the time, that every time I stream, it revokes it for 14 or 7 days, and then I can't get in for 7 days. So that's the reason why when I multi-stream, you guys on TikTok can't see both screens like how you can see it on Instagram or any place else. Just so this is FYI. Let's add this piano down real quick. That was off. Let's go again. Remember your notes. Copy that. I'll select all of it. We're gonna copy it. We're starting on a is that a B flat? So we're gonna transpose it down. I'm sorry, we're gonna transpose it down an octave. All right, go back to the top, and then we're gonna paste what we just took out. Nudge it a little bit. There we go. Some of it needs to be nudged forward and backwards. So some of it is on time and some of it is not. So I'm nudging it a little bit on the grid. It's on a 64th. Just to kind of make sure that my notes is falling with the sample. I'll go to the reverb and delay, add a little bit to it. I'm gonna go to another track. Bass line, and then we're gonna look for something that got a little buzz to it. You know what I'm saying? That might not be the sound yet. We're gonna get there. Y'all ready? Walker Sauce, what's up? We're gonna go with that. Let's go. Now it's time for meats and potatoes. Y'all listen. Now it's time for you to. Now it's time for you to turn it up with that Bluetooth speaker. Vito, just turn the individual sounds down and get them into the green. If it start clipping, you know what I'm saying, just turn it down. Let's go into the individual tracks. Turn them down. I don't have anything going on. I don't have anything on my main outputs, so there's nothing on it. But when I add the drums, it's going to go into the red. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I add the kick. My kick drums typically are going over into the red. That's how you hear it, like as loud as you're hearing it. When it's time for me to do it, I have to do an export. I gotta pull that kick drum down significantly to make sure that it's not, overloading. So so what you want to do is you want to go into each of your tracks, and you want to try to get that volume in a space where it's like between the green and the yellow and not clipping. But I don't have any effects, no clipper. No, nothing going on my main outboard that you're hearing straight into right now. What you're hearing straight in, I don't have any effects on anything yet. So if you notice now, see my snare is almost in the red. That's where I like it. So you're gonna see it start really. Hold on. My bad. I got it on the wrong bar grid. Got to put it on 1/16.
Arkatech Beatz.
Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's go. Hero, what up? Listen, it's going crazy right now. We about to make this thing crash the internet. Yo, make sure y'all sharing the live, man. It helps the algorithm, man. Share the live, man. Let's go. Like the live. Let's go. Go, share the love, let's go. The like button, let's go. Listen, we about to. favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Let's go. Let's get that other fall in real quick. No, that's too early. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Let's go. Real spitters only. Now we about to push it a notch. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go. Y'all ready? I need headphones on. My bad. Bluetooth speakers, let's go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on, y'all playing, man. Where the real spitters at, man? Sharing the live. Tap that screen, hit the like button, let's go. Shout out to my man Salon Hard Work. Let's go. Let's strip it down. Ready? All right. That's what we started with. Ready? And then what we did, we add a piano in it. Ready? All right. That's going crazy right now. And we not even finished, man. We not finished yet. It's over. It's like we almost there. We like 92%. We still gotta find something to really make that hook really either sound like it's menacing coming, pause, or something. We're gonna have to make this hook like feel like it's about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So remember what we did with this now. We started off here. And I know when people started in the live, for those who missed the beginning of the live, we can always go back and watch it on the YT channel and watch the live from the beginning. So we started really with this. And this whole thing is to show you that, yo, don't let the samples fool you. Sometimes you get a sample that got everything in it. Sometimes you got a sample that you're going to have to work with. But if you listen to it, you can hear the cadences in there that you know what you got, but you got to pull it out. Pause again, you know what I mean? Right? We added some different things here, right? So we started with the hat, right? I remember what I said now. If I had done the hat now, if I had taken the hat and I had done Aiden Ray, what up? If I had done the hat and I had did it instead of doing it on the 16th, if I had did it on the 8th, it would have made the beat significantly slower. It wouldn't have had that drive. So that's why I say, yo, we have to determine what we're gonna do with these hats to really get the range where we need to go, right? So now we're going to unmute the hats. Right? Now you know how to do the hats. I do the hats with 16 levels. Low, high. Right? And we added a tambourine, right? 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 And that kind of falls on our snare. Just to give us a little air candy. And I need the open hat to kind of be the glue to the percussion. I'm saying you gotta have it. Now we went from that, now we went into the piano. Now I gotta turn my piano up a little bit more because I want it to be the driver. And what we did is we layered the piano in 2 different octaves. Self-taught. Alright. Then we put that sub bass in it to it, right? It's a synth bass. You hear that? And we picked the sub bass that has that buzz in it. It's to help to drive the low end. Ready? Ready? Make you feel meaner. I'm self-taught, man, but you don't have to be self-taught. That's why I tell y'all to join these live streams, man. So you don't gotta be self-taught. You know, it'll take you longer. We trying to save you that time, man. That's the one commodity you can't get back is the time. So, you know, I encourage everybody to join the lives, hit the newsletter, hit the website, get all the resources you need to kind of get you in the game faster. Versus, you know, going the long stretch, like how we had to do the long stretch pause. Because, listen, we had no mentors. We had nobody to go look at and watch. We didn't have that. Put our snare in it, right? Kick into it, ready? Even with the kick, if you watch the kick, now the kick is going with the parts of the piano. It's going with the beat. You know what I'm saying? These things are important, man, because what happens is it now creates this hypnotizer syncopation effect. You know what I'm saying? It's like you hear it because it's hitting on everything is hitting at the same time, and it still leaves enough room to breathe for the track, for the rapper. Let's go. The air candy, right? Let's go. We add them singular sounds that people are gonna keep waiting for to go every fourth bar. Like, yo, did you hear that? And they want to hear it again, so you want to find them sounds that kind of get the listener. Another fall in there too. Ready? Now when we bring it all the way home with 808. Man. I need a name for the beat. Let's go. What up? Get the right tune. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. Listen, man. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what's going on these comments. So what did I name the beat from the 100 stream? The 100 stream had all the beats. We played everything. We played 90 beats that night, bro. We didn't make any new beats that night. That night we just went through everything we worked on the last 100 days. Check it out on YT, man. All the old streams are there. Chad, I need a name for the beat. Let's go. Ari said, name it The Edge. That kind of sounds. Don't push him to the edge. He taking it back to the Sugar Hill days. What up, everybody in the live, man? We going crazy tonight, man. We made a tough one. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Tap the screen. Chad, I need a name for the beat. I need a name for the beat. So I'm going to ask everybody in the chat, try to come up with a name for the beat. Because we did this in the live. And we did it in 51 minutes. What? 51 minutes. Not for nothing, my daughter helped me pick out the sample. They be sitting with me picking out the samples. I be like, how you think this sound? Then they be trying to beatbox what I'm going to do on the beat. It's crazy, right? Yo, he said, what homie saying here? He said if he was a wrestler, he would use this song. Low key. I used to scholastic wrestling back in high school, son. We was New York City state champs. We was New York City champs, rather, excuse me. That's before we start boxing. Boy Swagger says straight assassin. so what I want to do here is I want to just try to break these verses up. So I don't want the 808 to be in the verse entirely. I want it to kind of break from the hook and then have a 4-bar break and then come in so it can feel like pause, start in so that it'll feel like it's terrorizing on the track, right? Three, 2, 1, 808s, go. Right? Alright, so now we're going to copy this and make this into the second part of the verse. And this is only going to be 4 bars because we want it to kind of break down as like a pre-chorus before the hook come back in, right? We're going to make this into 4 bars. We're going to divide that in half. And then what we're going to take out here is I'm probably going to just take out the synth bass. I'm gonna leave the piano in there. So let's see how it all sounds. We're gonna go from the hook to the first part of the verse, the second part of the verse, and then back to the hook. And y'all tell me if it's transitioning good or if how you can hear your favorite rapper on it. Let's go. But in the meantime, I need the chat to tell me a name for this beat, man. We haven't got a good name yet. I see a few things going on. I got the Edge. I got Straight Assassin. I got the Wrestler. Somebody else put the Edgers. I don't know. They're going a little into like Cornhub over here. I don't know what they're going on with. It's going crazy. Somebody says movement. Second fall, and then on the verse I'm gonna put in the first fall. No time left. Mafia-ish. Ted Bundy. Oh, come on now. Hit the like button. Let's tap the screen now. So let's go. JJ, thanks for your gift, bro. Bob, thanks for your gift, bro. Go. Tap the screen, hit the like button, let's go. Shout out Foggy Lens. Thanks for your gift, brother. Somebody said gold roses, but I like black roses. That might be it right there. TikTok hit me with the notification. And you know, I noticed something here in this track too that I don't know if you guys notice it. So yeah, there's different parts of the sample that we could bring out. We're going to call this one Black Roses. Shout out to homie said gold roses, but black roses is a little bit more fitting. So let's go. Shout out to everybody in the live. Tell me where y'all from if y'all new. If y'all new here, if it's your first time here, I am your host, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team, Arkatech Beatz, Big Pun Nas, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Jadakiss, Raekwon the Chef, RZA, Meek Mill, Max B, Freddie Gibbs, Sty High the Prince, Shorty Low, Waka Flocka Flame, Alley Boy Trouble. These are just some of the names of the people that are on my music. Lloyd Banks, Young Buck, Sheik Luch, you know what I'm saying? So all the people that I'm naming there are on my record somewhere, somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? So I know some people are like, hey, this is, there's a random guy on TikTok or a random guy online making these tracks. No. This is day 102 of our live stream series, and this has been a great exercise. A great exercise. Like one of the greatest exercises of just consistency, making tracks, and shout out to everybody that's like comes on nights after night, pause, and does these lives with me, engages in these lives, and also are cooking up their own music while I'm cooking up. You know what I mean? Because that's really the part of the game that nobody really wants to talk about, is that we're trying to make sure that iron is sharpening iron, and that the people that are working on this stuff, they're working on it at the same time. Some guys are asking questions in real time. It's like, yo, I'm using this, but it's not giving me this, it's not doing that. And what we're doing is we're trying to get everybody up to speed. DJ M-Rock, what up, bro? We're using an MPC XSE. We're not using any DAW at this moment. I'm supposed to transition into using the MPC software and use that to stream with, but just haven't gotten around to that. You know what I'm saying? The truth of the matter is like this: is that I have a workflow that I'm comfortable with, and then once I start to use the DAW, then I'm gonna start like really trying to go into a whole bunch of effects and stuff and doing things that I think will just kind of slow down the creative process. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is us trying to have a good workflow and really trying to get through a track in about an hour, right? I think that's really like the key here, to get through a track and build one in about an hour. And sometimes it's a little bit shorter, sometimes a little bit longer, so.
Arkatech.
So I definitely want everybody to kind of just follow along into what we're doing. Right now, I'm creating the intro and the hook. Well, not an intro, but more so put a tag in there. Jason, what up, man?
Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz.
So what we want to do now is we want to try to put this joint into a song mode, into some way or fashion. Yeah, we're trying to get that workflow. And listen, and while I'm working on this track, man, I want to go over something, man, that again, I'm going over real time. Me and Mike are doing these deals behind the scene, and we're going to real time, and we have different things happening. And I can never, ever, ever, ever stress. Where's my cameras? I can't stress it. You have to know your business. Right? You have to know your business, and not just your music business. And I want to emphasize that. It's not just your music business. I know people say, well, I need to know my music business in terms of, my publishing and my copyright and, that type of thing. It's not just that. It's being able to know basic math, basic negotiation, just those basic things that you need to be aware of, because if you're not business savvy, you can lose out on a ton of opportunities and a ton of money. And I say that respectfully, and I'm going to say it again. Do not leave your business to your lawyers. Don't leave your business to your lawyers. Your lawyers are supposed to interpret your contracts and supposed to put the business that you decide into a contract form. But you have to decide and you have to know your business. Do not conflate your attorney and them crafting business language as them being business leaders or being business analysts or being financial specialists and that sort of thing. These are different lanes. Don't get caught in the trap and thinking that, I gave it to my lawyer and everything is good. Don't get caught in that trap. And I can give you an example without being an example. Say for example, my production fee is $20,000, and I'm doing a deal with an artist who, may have used my music but didn't necessarily, go through the right channels, and the artist project earned, say, $100,000. So, if the artist earned $100,000 and our fee is $20,000, that's 20%, right? No problem. So in that scenario, your folks are okay with asking for that $20,000 because that's what you would normally get in terms of your fees or whatever, right? Now let's multiply that. If you're now in a situation where you have a project that earns $10 million, right? You have a project that earns $10 million, and you say, okay, it earned significantly more. I want anywhere between 5 to 10% of that project because you guys didn't go through the right channels, and because you didn't go through the right channels, now you got to kind of pay the piper, right? Because that's the whole point of you doing your production deals and your stuff up front, is so that you can basically control the cost of the producers and the royalties that go out. So when you're first doing your albums and stuff like that, artists can't make the mistake of doing their albums and then not paying producers and stuff like that, because this is how you control the cost. This is how you control how the profits are split. If you don't do your contracts in the beginning, then you're at the mercy of the people that you took their music from. So in this case, you at my mercy now. So now you took the music, it did a bunch of numbers, you gotta pay the piper, right? So now you're in a situation where you may be in a situation where you're supposed to get X amount of dollars. But see, what happens is, if you leave it up to your folks who are just used to doing standardized agreements, they will put you in an agreement which would relegate you to a smaller percentage that's closer to what you would have normally got for your fee, and give away all your leverage. So this is part of the things where I say you got to know your business, because now when I'm asking for 5% or 10, let's say I ask for 5% of 10 million, that number looks crazy, but it's not really a crazy number when you look at the 20,000 that we took for the 100, right? That was 20%. I'm only asking for 5, but it's a bigger number. You know what I'm saying? So even though I could ask for more, I'm not asking for more, but still, because it's not in the realm of what your people are used to negotiating for you, they get scared and they don't want to ask for that number, even though you might be entitled to it. So this is part of the situation where you have to make sure that you know your business. This is where you have to make sure that you understand what to ask for. You have to understand your value. You have to understand your leverage. You have to understand that you cannot leave it to your attorneys. You cannot do it. You cannot leave it to your attorneys. If you leave it to your attorneys, you will lose every single time. They will put you in those deals that are 20 years old. If you're asking for licensing, if you're asking for master ownership, if you're asking for these things in 2025, they want to keep relegating you to the old deals of God knows when. So you have to know what you want, what makes sense, and you have to make sure not to either undervalue yourself or overvalue yourself or undervalue yourself. You have to know what your market value is. You have to know what these projects are earning, and then you have to make sure that you can put yourself in the mix and negotiate properly. Do not leave your negotiation up to your folks. Your folks will destroy your negotiations. You know what I'm saying? I suggest a good book. I put it on our website. It's by Chris Voss. It's called, Never Split the Difference. It's basically a book about negotiation. You need to go look at that to make sure that you never take a L.
Arkatech Beatz.
See what it's doing now. It's playing this game now. It's supposed to take out the trills, the fall, and the fall long. No, I'll leave this one in there.
Arkatech Beatz.
We sounded pretty good, folks. We sounded pretty good. Let's put a little air can. Let's put a little on this. A little extra. Put a little extra sauce on this. I said make appointments to say hello. Rich, I appreciate you, man. Rich is a day one on here. A lot of day ones on here, man. Folks, rocking with me from day one. Appreciate that, man. We just getting started, man. Trust me, man. We just getting started, man. There's a lot of things coming, and I just want to make sure that when those things start landing, I'll be the first to know. There. We're going to add a little bit of parametric EQ to the snare. We're going to use good here. We'll add some effects to this trill. It's a little delay, maybe. Nothing too crazy. Okay. Vito, you notice my kick? You see how that joint going into the red? If I export it, it got my wave looking crazy. So this is gonna be one of those tracks that we gotta bring down. And if you even notice here, even with my snare, it's not showing us in the red, but it's showing us in the red here. And when I hit, it's going from red to green. That's telling you it can come down. So that's better now. This one is still 5 decibels over. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to play with it, or I may have to put a limiter on it. It depends. Just to kind of make sure that it's not like driving the mix. Driving everything through the mix. So I still have an 808 in here that we have to make sure it's compensated for. go to the verse. Sounding real saucy right here, y'all. Sounding saucy. I'm going to play what we did yesterday for those who missed it. Play what we did yesterday. That one was called Concrete Rose. Oh, wait. Man, we said black roses, and this one says rose petals. Man, we on the rose thing. We were doing roses and more roses. It's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing. Shout out to everybody in the law. And I did make a little bit of a change to this from yesterday. I remember I was telling you about the 808 and the bass line and some of the stuff. So I wind up fixing it. And what I did to fix it is I just started the sample at a different start point because it had so much in it. Fix now, Richie is good. Listen, it goes pretty good. It goes pretty good. I ain't tripping at all. It's going pretty good, man. But shout out to everybody that's been in the law for the last 102 days. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna close this one out. See how we getting on a little bit earlier every night. I was close to the 9:30 number, but I had to. My daughter was asking me a bunch of questions tonight. 5th grade, man. Woo, it's crazy. Time is flying. Kids getting big. that last track, you hear more. Yeah, there's more. I think there's more to be done on that, to be honest with you. And I did have a sample. Yo, thanks, Richie. I did have a sample in it that I gotta work on it. I gotta work on it. So wait a second. Let me go back so you can hear what I heard it was 2 tracks that I was going to work on. It was 1 track that I was going to work on last night. Let me tell you how God worked. Let me show you how God worked. I'm gonna let y'all hear something real quick. And this is what's trippy. JJ, what up, man? Appreciate you. So listen, what initially happened was this. Before I go live every day, I do some research in terms of trying to find the samples that I want to play with. And I typically do it maybe earlier in the day or sometimes an hour before I get on. So I do my little searching and, trying to figure out what I want to work on. And I kind of do this stuff on the fly. I don't really try to sit on samples and stuff like that. I try not to do that because I want to make sure that what we're cooking up is authentic, right? So I had this sample loaded into the MPC. Right? These loaded into the sample, into the MPC last night. And something was telling me, like, and I had it, like, I was upstairs and I was, in the living room with my kids, and I had that sample just going, because I was loading some stuff on my phone. And I had the sample going, and my kids was listening to me. And I was, because I as I hear it, like, I know some people may not hear this with me, but I hear R&B records. Now, I don't know if y'all remember that. That remix that Mary did a long time ago on the she did a remix on the record, on the Biggie Smalls and Method Man record, The What, and she did a record on that, and it was like I'm Going Down remix. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that's the kind of vibe it give me. Remember all the days where loving you was easy. Right? So if you remember how that used to go, like in my brain, I had that. So anyhow, I wind up at the last minute changing it to that sample last night. So we wind up changing the sample. Right, I wound up picking this sample at the end because I felt like the other one might have been too slow. And after coming off the 100 days, I was like, it might be too slow for the live. Let me switch what we're going to do tonight, because something in my gut said, that one is dope, but do this one. So I did this one instead last night. And like I said, shout out to my man Todd Black. He's one of the managers for EMG Records. That's Max B's team. They're orchestrating everything for when he's released and everything. And we've been in contact with him often, and we talked to him. So he came into the live last night, and he heard the record that we worked on last night, and he was like, yo, hold that for Max. So you see how that worked? And I said, that's how God works. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how God works. So because I changed what I was going to work on, and he happened to just be in it at the same time, then That's how, look how quickly something can get placed. You just have to sometimes just go with your gut, and you just have to make sure that you're working consistently, because I ain't gonna hold you. I was dead tired from the night before. It was dead tired. So because I was so tired, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm able to do the live tonight. But I still went and did it anyway. You see how that works. So just being present, and this is when the opportunity, right? This is when the preparation meets the opportunity, and some people call that luck. So we got to show up, man. Show up, man. It's the discipline of doing something when you don't feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really how it works, and that's how it works. So and then also then on the next level, you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. That's the one thing about this social media, is that you never know who's watching. And I'll give you another example. Shout out to my homie, Sean Anthony Baker. Y'all know I talk about Sean Anthony Baker. Sean Anthony Baker is one of my aces, right? That's my guy. That we came up in this business together. He's currently an actor. He's been on shows with Ice Cube's son Swagger. He's been on that show for 2 seasons. Yeah, if y'all can go check that out on Apple TV. He's been in FBI. He's been on Grey's Anatomy. He's been on what else? He's about to be on an episode of Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. He's been on he's been with Irv Gotti. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti for the Tales, 2 episodes of Tales. He's in the movie All Eyes on Me. He's been on Queen of the South. I could keep naming the movies. Anyway, I say this to say that me and him were having a conversation a few days ago about reposting your stuff, because the algorithm is funny. You could post something today, it only shows to 200-300 people. You post it another day, then it shows to 10,000 or 1 million people. You just don't know what the algorithm is going to do. So he worked on this short film called Open Door. If you're on TikTok, y'all can go look about it. It's an Open Door film. Y'all can go check that out on TikTok. His director, that movie, he did this movie 2 years ago in 2023. It's a short film, 2023. I don't want to give it away for you. Just make sure you're going to look at it on TikTok. It's called Open Door. His director of that short film reposted the video about 5 days ago, and it did almost 3 million views in the first 2 days. So this is what I keep saying, is that you gotta just show up, you gotta do the work, and you gotta keep being on these socials. You never know who's watching. So now, because it's did the 3 million views damn near, it's like now you got all these studios and major investors calling now to make the short film into a feature length or into a miniseries. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how the game works. It's like you got to do the work, and then you got to put it out here for people to see. If you don't put it out, if you got a bunch of music sitting on your hard drive, that's a mistake. The music got to come out. The videos got to come out. You got to shoot the content, and you have to be relentless with this thing. This is how it works now in 2025 and beyond. That's from yesterday. Shout out Jay Bergen. Thanks for your gift, brother. And I just wanted to give y'all those two examples of, like, those things may seem like serendipity, or it might seem like luck or whatever, but you have to ask yourself the question, what if he never did the film? He did that film during the actors strike. You know what I'm saying? And during the actors strike, you really couldn't get any big money on that. You know what I'm saying? So, he did that film as part of a project for somebody. And look at the situation. Everything changes. So, you gotta put yourself in the position to win. And a lot of us aren't doing that. Shout out to Rick, man. Thanks for your gift. I want to thank everybody for coming out for the live tonight. About to wrap this up. And this is what I would say to people who are saying, like, you know, it's alignment, it's divine timing, it's God's alignment. I agree with that. Because remember what's happening is that, you know, I'm a firm believer in, you know, the things that you think about are the things that you can become and manifest. You know what I'm saying? And people just have to make sure that you are working toward that. Like, you know, in my lifetime, I've seen so much. And remember, where we come from, we had nothing. Shout out to the homie Sean Anthony Baker in the chat right now. We had nothing. We had nothing. So when I talk about these things, you know, this is from brothers being relentless in this thing. You know, you might take a break, but you never give up. You know what I'm saying? And we always keep moving forward. And it's like sometimes you're gonna get a big win, but sometimes it's a whole bunch of small wins, and the small wins add up. And that's what I'm trying to get people to really understand. The small wins add up. So you keep showing up. You don't know who's watching. People is always watching. You don't know when your next opportunity is going to come from these things. I'm telling you, this is how it goes. And I got a ton of other stories that I could tell you with something that I was going to try to work on that all of a sudden I thought wasn't going to work, and then I just kept trying on something, and then it turned into something bigger. So, you know, I just want to encourage the chat, and I want to encourage folks. Shout out to my brother, Sean Anthony Baker. He in the chat on TikTok over here. Make sure y'all go check out that video. Like I said, man, it's called Open Door. It's a film by Kevin Cate. That's Open Door. It's a sci-fi thriller. Be about 7 to 8 minutes long. But I guarantee you're going to love it when you watch it. That joint almost got 3 million views in the last 5 days. It's crazy, man. It's going crazy viral right now. For real, for real. So listen, man. About to get out here on this track right now. Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out Simone Monet. What up, y'all? Wait for that 808. Let's go. What up? Catch everybody tomorrow. Make sure y'all logging on arkatechbeatz.com. Grabbing those kits and those tracks. Let's go. Peace, everybody.